So here is our agenda topics for today. We will walk through college admission steps and decisions. We will talk about some key recommendations from us for both parents and students. We will talk about a few common myths that are out there, and we want to dispel some of them. We will also share some scholarship awards that some of our students recently have received. We will also list out the services offered by Jupiter Education. And post this webinar, if you want to reach out to us, we will list out some next steps of how to go about that. So I will hand it off to Mari to walk through the college admission steps.
Thanks, Nanda. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am Mari. I will summarize the US college admission steps and how Jupiter Education counselors will help the student as well as the parent with the key decisions to be made along the process. Academics of the student is of the foremost importance in the college application. Colleges require the scores from the 9th grade. So it helps for the student to pay focus to their academics from the 9th grade itself. Colleges take the rigor of the curriculum also into account. Admission officers in the colleges are also aware of the Indian boards, ICSE and CBSE, which the students have studied and are applying to the colleges. IB and A-level curriculums are recognized as challenging curriculums. Advanced placement or AP or college level subjects. And once these courses and tests are taken, maybe individually by the student or through an institution, it adds weightage to the college profile, demonstrating college readiness by the student. The AP subjects, it's best if it's selected based on their intended major. AP subjects scores above a cutoff point also earn college credit, which means the student don't have to take introductory classes once they get enrolled in the college and directly go to advanced subjects. This saves time as well as tuition cost. There has been a lot of conversation about the standardized tests in the last 2 years with the pandemic. SAT or ACT, both are standardized tests demonstrating college readiness. Either of them is accepted by the universities. With the pandemic, with SAT being cancelled, some of the colleges have moved to test optional. Some of them are test blind and test required. Even in the test optional colleges, if the student decides to report the SAT or ACT scores, the school will look at and consider the scores with the college application with the profile. Our recommendation is for all students to take the SAT or the ACT, since some of the scholarships and some of the specific programs inside these colleges or even international students are required to report SAT or ACT scores. PSAT is another standardized test, which is a subset of SAT, which when taken by US citizen students in 11th grade is called National Merit Scholarship Test. National Merit Scholarship finalists are awarded about $2,000 per year by the sponsoring colleges when they get enrolled in this sponsoring colleges. US colleges are not only interested in the academic profile of the student, they also look at the extracurriculars and hence look at their profile at a holistic level. This can be a sports or a musical instrument or vocal music or any art form that the student has been consistently pursuing over the years with dedication and passion. Internships taken in the interested majors or subjects adds weightage to the profile. If the student is planning to pursue medicine, shadowing a doctor helps. Research project, again in the interested major or interested subjects, with publishing a research paper or a book, makes the profile stand out definitely. In some colleges, leadership demonstration is a plus. Colleges also want to know how the student has been involved in their community and making a difference. Next, we will go over the key decision points for these steps. What are the subjects that the student should take for the intended major? Should the student take SAT or ACT? When should the student take? What are the advanced placement tests that the student should take for the intended major? When should they take? How to improve the student's profile? Guidance on leadership and volunteering opportunities. How to increase the chances of merit on need-based scholarship. So these are some of the key decisions that Jupiter Education Counselors help with. Moving to the next slide, here we are talking about 11th grade summer, which is a key timeline in the students' preparation for this college admission. For some students, the major selection is a cakewalk. They are already very sure of what they like, what they don't like. But for others, where the student is interested in more than one major, it's a difficult decision. In that case, we encourage the students to go research on the interested majors, the programs offered by some universities, and even go to the courses that are provided under the university's program, and then narrow down and decide on the major. Internship opportunities taken in these interested majors can also help them narrow it down. Major selection is a very critical decision because this helps and is the necessary component to decide on the college list. The colleges can be explored and narrowed down based on the interested major, the research and internship opportunities tied to those interested majors, maybe a professor there, the kind of research that the professor is doing, all of it is a part of the decision process. There are also other factors that influence this decision, like type of college, whether the student wants to apply to a research university or a liberal arts college or a professionally geared program. Geography can also matter, maybe the weather, the climate, or friends and family in certain cities. Class size, whether the student thrives better in a smaller class size or a bigger class size. What are the scholarships that the colleges are providing to the student? The final outcome is a list of 10 to 20 colleges the student and parent are happy about. Once you know this list, it's good to start reaching out to the admission office of these colleges for your queries, registering with them that you are interested in the college. Post-pandemic, hopefully, if those colleges visit your school, please do go register your name, your interested branch, major, ask questions. So all this demonstrated interest is tracked by the colleges. 11th grade summer is also a good time to start working on the essay prompts because it's an iterative process where you'll keep writing, rewriting, and honing it. We cannot stress enough on the importance of the essays because the essays are the component which shows the university your character, personality, and passion. This covers and conveys a different aspect of the student, which other parts of the application does not cover. Now, coming to how Jupiter Education Counselors help here. We help with the choice of the majors. What are the major choices available? How to decide between the majors? How to decide on the college list to maximize your chances? How does your major selection affect your acceptance chances? What is the right mix of dream, target, and safety colleges? Dream, you may have a dream of going to Stanford, MIT, Harvard, or target, which is something within reach, and safe, you know that you can get in there. Should the student apply for early decision? Because it's a binding decision. Once you get accepted, you have to enroll there and withdraw from other colleges. So it's an important decision. And if so, where should the student apply for early decision? Essays, again, are the essays showing the personal growth of the students? We help review and give feedback and review and make it much better before the applications open. Next. So 12th grade fall, when the applications open up, the student will apply through Common App or Coalition App based on the applying college. There could be, if they are applying for some universities in Texas, they will also apply through the Apply Texas. There could be additional college-specific scholarship applications to be filled in, and financial aid applications like the FAFSA, ISFA, and the CSS. The required essays and all the details of the college applications need to be filled in and submitted by the deadlines based on whether your student is applying for early decision, early action, or regular decision. Once the application has been sent to the universities, the college will reach out to the student to create an account in their portal for status or any queries, follow-up, additional information required for scholarship or financial aid. Then letter of recommendation is also a crucial part of the application where the reference faculty sends information, recommendations to the universities directly through the Common App. The letter of recommendation should be from a faculty who knows the student very well, can cite instances of who the student is, how the student has performed in class, how the student helps out. So from all these steps, there are many, again, we guide the students. Nanda, can you move to the next? Okay. So Jupiter Education, we help with the review and feedback on the essays. We manage the application and essay submission timelines because there's lots to be followed up. Letter of recommendations, who should give it, to check whether all the FAFSA, ISFA, and CSS applications are completely filled properly, all the information is there and consistent, representation of the financial aspects of the family, how to prepare and upload the financial documents for, especially for international students, to help with appeals, and to help with any financial queries that come from the admission office. So in summary, every student, and from our experience, every student and family's requirement is different. So though there are many steps listed here, Jupiter Education counselors individually work with every student and cater to their requirements and tailor it to their requirements so that the desired outcomes are met. So with that, I hand over to Nanda to continue with the next slides.
Yeah, thanks, Mari. So before I start talking about some key recommendations we have for students and parents, we have got a lot of questions from you during your registration. We will answer at the end of this, answer those questions at the end of this presentation. But in the meantime, while we were presenting, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A chat. We will try to answer them or immediately, or we will try to answer them in the webinar, or we will send those answers by email. So let me start. What are our key recommendations for students and parents? So the key recommendation, the first recommendation is to start early. Start when you're in the 9th grade or 10th grade. Students need a lot of time to put together a great profile. Why do you need a great profile? A great profile is very important for students who are applying to very competitive top colleges, especially the Ivy Leagues. Look at a very holistic point of view, and the students need a lot of time and effort to put together the profile. So that's our recommendation. Try to start early. So what do we do for students who have started, say, are starting in 11th? So look at their profile. It is not too late. You will be short on time, but you will have to time manage and try to work on your profile and do your best and work with counselors and try to make up for whatever time you have lost. So again, starting early, what does it do for students? It gives them enough time for SAT, ACT, and AP test preparations. It allows them to take up activities to narrow down their major, and also it gives them time to work on their extracurriculars, whether it is sports or music or arts. All these take time to have a good reflection on their profile. Again, we would always ask students to spread it out, plan, spread it out, do not procrastinate, do not burn yourself as well. Engage with a counselor, get an assessment on your profile as to where we are and what are your aspirations, and review the options of how to get there. And also work with your counselors to make some key decisions, which we listed earlier. Be creative with your extracurricular activities and achievements. What we mean here is, try to do something that will make your profile stand out. Again, that doesn't mean you take up random activities. Just ensure whatever activities you take up align with the student's interest and passions. So somehow the student has to be interested and passionate about doing it. And that is when you will get the best results. And that is when it looks best on the profile. Pick an essay prompt where you think the student can give their best response. Here again, a counselor can help pick a response based on what the student has done and what the student profile looks like. Apply to more colleges to increase the chances. So this is one of our key recommendations, or a most important recommendation. Few years ago, if a student had 10 colleges in their college list, that was sufficient to secure admissions on 4 to 5 colleges very easily. Today, that is not the case. With most of the colleges due to pandemic becoming test optional, we have seen acceptance rate go down significantly. Students whom we thought will do well and get accepted have either been waitlisted or not accepted. So we have started recommending students to go with at least 15 colleges, or if not even possible 20. It's a lot of work, but it is worth doing it. Some of the common myths we want to dispel, we want to just review them with you. A good SAT ACT scores increase the admission probability. Yes, this was the case few years ago, but with the pandemic and most of the colleges becoming test optional or test blind, this is no longer the case. But having said that, we would still recommend students to take up either SAT or ACT, because some of the programs in the colleges need them. And it is also a good barometer for themselves. If they do well in SAT, why not showcase it in the applications? The best advice regarding scholarships and financial aid can be gathered from families and friends. Yes, you can get a lot of good advice from friends and families, but always keep in mind that the student is unique. Every student is unique. The family's situation is unique. So you always want to go and take advice from other third parties and other places where you think you will get another independent opinion. Our family income and assets are too high to qualify for college grants and scholarships. Again, this is a myth. Again, what do we mean by too high here? Okay, if a family's income is more than $350,000 a year, yes, that is a high income that might not qualify for scholarships. But any income below that will definitely qualify. So we would definitely encourage families to review this and seek scholarships from colleges. And this is another, it relates to the previous point. Applying for scholarships and financial aid negatively impacts students' admission and acceptance. This is a myth, especially for students who are US citizens. US colleges are need blind for their citizens. They do not discriminate based on a student requiring financial aid or scholarships. So we would always recommend US citizen students to apply for scholarships. But when it comes to international students, there are institutions which openly quote that they are need blind for even international students. So for those institutions, we will recommend even international students to apply. And then if they are interested in colleges which are need aware, then we would recommend them not to apply for financial or scholarship requirements there. So we'll go to the next slide. So we just wanted to show some of the colleges where some of our recent students have been admitted. So we want to review the student scholarship awards. I mean, we want to focus a little more on what we have done for scholarships. Here is a student A this year has a family adjusted gross income of $103,000 a year. They have a combined assets of $275,000. And the test scores in SAT, the student has 1470. And this student received a scholarship award of $51,812 per year. So this is a student B. The family income is $295,000, had an assets of $117,000, has test scores of ACT 34. And this student got a full ride scholarship equivalent to $75,000 a year. Student C, the family income was $171,800, an asset of $686,000, ACT score of 27, got a scholarship award of $8,700. So we want to let you know that these scholarships are both merit-based and need-based scholarships. So what kind of advice did we provide these students? We take the students' academic and financial profile and the parents' financial profile. We have a framework called DISC, and using this framework, it helps us to identify colleges which have the best admission as well as scholarship prospects. Again, this is a process. It's an iterative process. We work with the parents and students because the framework may pick up colleges which the student and the parents may not like. So we work with them and we just go over the pros and cons of choosing a college in terms of an acceptance as well as scholarship prospect. So the next thing is, we guide students and parents to appropriately fill all the financial application forms that are relevant. We also provide parents with a list of documents that they have to submit as part of the financial application. So we want to finally run through all the counseling services we provide. So the counseling services involves a profile assessment. This is the first assessment we do. We walk through the student's academic profile so far. We review the interest, aspirations, and the talents of the student. We go through the college, the college list selection process using our discovery framework. It also gives an acceptance indication to the student to know what is their probability of getting into a particular college. We also guide the students in selecting a major. We craft a targeted college list. As I mentioned earlier, this is an iterative process. So we will have to individually work college by college basis. The ultimate end result of this is that both the student and the parents are happy with the colleges, and every college in the college list they are happy to attend if they are accepted. The next is a strategy to enhance the student's profile. Again, so there are research and internship programs. Here we will refer to students to go and take up research and internships if we think that is something that the student needs as part of their profile. We provide guidance towards essays, resume preparation, and letter of recommendation. We talked about this earlier. We strategize to decide whether to go with early decision or not. We track students' progress and follow up. This is something a counselor has to do because when they are just entered 12th, the year before they have to apply for the applications. They are so busy that we don't want any of the students to miss any of the deadlines or essay submissions. So we do a lot of tracking and follow up with the students. And then our experts provide guidance on completing the FAFSA, ISFA or CSS applications, and also help with the list of documents to upload. So we have done with most of our presentation here. So, I know every student and a parent requirement is different. We want you to take advantage of this free consultation. This is a no obligation consultation. Come up with your list of questions, sign up. There are 3 ways to sign up for this. Visit our website, jupitereduconsultants.com, or you mail us, contact us at jupitereduconsultants.com, or you can go to this link here, Calendly link. In one of these ways, set up a 30-minute appointment. One of us will come, will talk to you, answer your questions. If we don't have answers, we will provide you answers later through emails. You can also reach out to us anytime. You can either WhatsApp or text us or call us on these numbers. The USA number is listed below, and the India contact number is also listed. So with that,